Have you ever met someone who never raises their voice, never seeks attention, and yet no one can seem to control them? Imagine being in a room full of chaos, and one person just sits silently, unbothered, unshaken, completely in control. Not because they fight back, but because they don't need to. These are people you simply cannot manipulate. They don't argue. They don't explain themselves over and over. They never chase approval. But here's the twist. It's not dominance that protects them. It's their silence. And that silence? It's not emptiness. It's filled with observation, awareness, and emotional control. In this video, you're going to discover the 7 silent behaviors that make these people emotionally untouchable. These subtle habits are what allow them to see through lies, resist pressure, and stay mentally strong. Stay with me, because at the end, I'll reveal the one behavior that shuts down manipulation instantly. Something so quiet yet so powerful, it might just change how you see strength forever. Let's break down the first 2 silent behaviors of people who are emotionally unshakable. 1. They observe before they respond. Emotionally strong people don't jump to react. They pause, they analyze, they read micro-expressions, tone shifts, and even word choices. This helps them detect lies, manipulation, and hidden motives before others even notice. They treat conversations like data, calm, sharp, and without emotional blur. Most people speak to fill silence, but these individuals use silence to study everything around them. This alone protects them from half of all manipulation attempts. 2. They don't over-explain themselves. Have you ever felt the need to justify every word you say? That's anxiety. That's trauma. But emotionally grounded people speak once, and they mean it. They don't try to win approval. They don't shrink their truth. This level of confidence makes them harder to guilt, shame, or push around. Over-explaining gives manipulators more info. These people offer none. Their silence is louder than explanations. Like this so far? Tap subscribe and hit the bell, because what comes next is even deeper. Now let's look at 2 more quiet behaviors, and this time, let's go deeper. 3. They regulate before reacting. Picture this. Someone insults them, tries to provoke them, but they don't flinch. They pause, breathe, stay grounded. That pause, it's not hesitation, it's power. This ability to hold space between emotion and response is their shield. They name the feeling, not become it. Did you know? Just a 2-second pause can interrupt 90% of manipulation attempts. 4. They don't chase people, they choose them. Think about the last time you chased someone who didn't value you. Now flip it. These people don't beg, don't cling. If energy isn't mutual, they walk away, calmly. The shocking truth? The less they chase, the more control they gain. What if walking away gave you more power than holding on? Imagine not needing anyone to validate you, just being enough. This isn't coldness, it's emotional self-respect. Let's explore a behavior that emotionally strong people live by, one that quietly dismantles manipulation at its roots. They trust patterns, not promises. Most people fall for words. They hear apologies, excuses, reassurances, and believe them. But not these people. They don't judge by what you say. They judge by what you repeat. They watch how someone acts under pressure, when embarrassed, when denied. They look at long-term behavior, not short-term charm. And when actions don't match words, they believe the pattern, not the performance. This awareness protects them from the most dangerous trap, emotional confusion. They've seen this game, toxic cycles, intense apologies, same mistakes. Instead of getting caught in the loop, they step back. They treat broken promises as data, not drama. This kind of clarity turns manipulation powerless. Because when someone can't sell you illusions anymore, they lose control. No chaos, no yelling, just silent analysis. Truth isn't in what people say. It's in what they keep doing. That's how the strong stay unshaken, by watching what repeats, not what's said once. Here's another powerful habit that emotionally resilient people live by, one that protects their inner peace like a fortress. They protect their energy without guilt. Most people feel bad for stepping away. These individuals don't. They treat their emotional energy like something sacred. When a conversation drains them, they notice. When a relationship becomes one-sided, they act. They don't wait for damage. They act early, quietly. You won't see dramatic exits or angry goodbyes. They just stop giving energy to anything that steals their clarity. It's not about being selfish, it's emotional hygiene. Keeping your mental space clean from chaos, confusion, or emotional noise. Imagine having a rule: if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. That's how they live. They don't sacrifice their balance just to keep others comfortable. This is what scares manipulators the most. Someone who can walk away without guilt. You can't control someone who values their own peace more than your attention. This behavior doesn't make them cold. It makes them clear. The final silent behavior might be the most misunderstood, yet the most powerful. They use silence for clarity, not control. To most people, silence feels awkward or cold, but these individuals use it like a magnifying glass. When they stop reacting, they watch. Not to punish, but to see. Who respects the pause? Who gets nervous? Who reveals their real intentions when things go quiet? Silence creates space. And in that space, truth emerges. They don't rush to respond. They give time for people to show their true character. This isn't passive, it's active observation. They don't use silence to manipulate. They use it to separate noise from signal. And when someone tries to provoke a reaction, they offer stillness instead. Because silence isn't the absence of strength, it's proof of it. Real clarity doesn't need to shout. When you're not reacting, you're reading. And when you're reading, instead of reacting, no one can use your emotions against you. That's how the calmest people often see the most. And that's why silence is their strongest weapon. Now you've seen all 7 quiet behaviors, each one simple, silent, and incredibly powerful. They don't shout, they don't explain, they don't chase or react. They protect their peace like it's their most valuable asset. Because it is. These people don't win with words, they win with presence. The more still they become, the more chaos loses its grip. But here's the truth. These habits aren't born, they're built. Anyone can train this level of emotional discipline, and it starts by asking yourself one question: do I want to be understood or unshakable? Because those who seek constant understanding often sacrifice their power. But those who choose clarity, observation, and control, they become immune. So if this resonated with you, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next video will dive even deeper into the psychology of self-mastery. And here's your question to think about. What's more dangerous? Someone who never talks or someone who never reacts? Let's see your answer in the comments. I read every one.